These are the images rocking the this morning. The charred remains of a helicopter, its tail partially intact. News that rescuers who took hours to reach the remote site found only wreckage and the Iran's hardline president and its foreign minister brought down by bad weather, an official said. The thick fog and mountainous terrain evident from the pictures of the urgent rescue effort. In the US, the Senate Majority Leader racing to signal an assessment that this was not part of a plot against Iran's leaders.
Hey guys, and welcome to Mika Reaction Reviews, where I react to things on the internet. I'm in a new location. Again, it probably will be different the next time you see me. I will eventually be settled somewhere, at least for a couple of weeks. I'm in Indonesia still, but yes, let's get to the story. Okay, so apparently the president or the prime minister or someone very important in Iran crashed. There was a helicopter or plane that crashed, and it took a long time to get confirmation, but I think the confirmation is now he is deceased. And apparently, it seems to be a lot of people happy about it. I wonder why.
This photo was captured by photographer Andrew Waterhouse in 1978, showing young Iranian women sunbathing on the beaches of the Caspian Sea, only a few months before the revolution. Something that would have been unimaginable today. Before the Islamic Revolution, women enjoyed much more freedom. They had access to education and were involved in practically every facet of life, making Iran a leader in the field of women's rights among developing countries. Unfortunately, after the Iranian Revolution in February 1979, the status of women changed substantially. Ronald Reagan once said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same."
A very free and prosperous progressive country all of a sudden become a religious cult of a country ran by religious zealots. If you don't know, Iran used to be actually kind of like a little Europe, where women weren't forced to cover their heads and being shamed by the moral police in the streets, where women weren't being killed for not wearing a hijab or a burqa. Yeah, it used to be like that. It only took a couple of generations for it to completely change. So the US should very much take that as a warning. Or the UK, we see what's going on there, is basically implementing Sharia law.
Whitechapel in East London, a hardline vigilante group is trying to impose Sharia law on unsuspecting members of the public.
Muslim area, okay? Alcohol, bad. This is a Muslim area.
It's not just drinkers being targeted.
Yeah, you're gay, mate. Get out of here, mate. Get out of here, you fag.
And women wearing skirts above the knee are also being harassed.
Cannot dress like that in Muslim area.
Anywho, a lot of people were celebrating. There were fireworks in the streets. There were people dancing. And I found it really funny that a lot of, like, again, people who are anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, who have Israeli Jewish derangement syndrome were confused by this, because some of them were caught dancing in the streets with people with Israeli flags and stuff like that. But as you would know, there's a lot of people in Iran who actually supports what Israel is doing, trying to get rid of the terrorist group Hamas. But progressive idiots, they're confused by that because, first of all, they're ignorant and uneducated, and second of all, they have short memory spans, because just a few months ago they were hashtag support Iranian women because, again, the girl who was killed or brutalized for not covering her head, how quickly they forget about the oppression of women in Iran in support of Hamas.
Ebrahim Raisi ran a government that launched missiles and drones at Israel just last month, and in 2022 brutally crushed protests over the death of a young woman, Mahsa Amini. This morning, leaders of Hamas adding their public prayers. But who replaces Raisi long term? The future of Iran, now another uncertainty amid the instability of the Middle East.
جشن گرفتن مردم به مناسبت سقوط رئیسی.
این مردن رئیس جمهور فقید کشورم رو تبریک میگم به کل مردم ایران. امیدوارم که باقیه‌شون هم همینجوری سر به نیست بشن.
Congratulations to all Iranians, and we are very happy, and we hope that we as soon as possible we will take our country back in a freedom country.
Iranian expat attorney advocate Elika Laban made a mark of arguing about the risks of extremism at home and the need for reform in Iran. Her videos get millions and millions of views, and rightly so. Today, when she heard the news, not today, she said, "No survivors found. Happy helicopter day to my compatriots." Remember, these are people who've been oppressed. This guy was called the Butcher for a reason. Elika Laban joins us now. I don't have a ton of time tonight, Elika, so I want to give it all to you. Tell people what this means to you and what you believe it could mean for all of us.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's a day of celebration for Iranians all over the world. As you mentioned, this person has been referred to as the Butcher of Tehran. He was notorious specifically for lynching Iranian dissidents. He was part of the anti-corruption. He was an anti-corruption figure, which essentially meant that he was lynching anybody who was going against the regime. So we're talking about thousands to hundreds and thousands of political dissidents. So right now, the Iranian people have a lot of reasons to be smiling.
Women in Iran set their headscarves on fire in fury. They are tired of the morality police beating them up and the Islamic Republic leaders who police their every move. Their protest is sparked by the death of this woman. Her name is Mahsa Amini, and she was just 22. She was arrested by the morality police in Tehran earlier this month. Eyewitnesses say she was beaten up in the police van. She's taken to hospital and ends up in a coma. A few days later, she's dead. Women cry, "Death to the dictator," and wave their headscarves at her funeral. Protests are spreading across Iran. Rana Rahimpour, BBC News.
Look, I don't wish anyone death. I don't celebrate people's death. I might not drop a tear for you, but I won't celebrate it. But if the people find this some sort of liberation, congrats to them. If this person was a bad man or if he was an oppressive leader, then I think is a good thing. But, you know, a bad thing if someone worse takes his place. So we'll see what happens with that. That's it. This is a very short video. I just saw this trending. I thought it was actually really interesting how people were celebrating. And I was like, wow, they must really not like this guy. And I understand why. Again, if you know what in Iran used to be and what Iran is today. Anyway, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. If you'd like to support this channel, you can donate. My PayPal and Cash App link is in the description box below. And you can super thanks, and you guys have an amazing, beautiful day. Bye!